You big full girl. Huh? You big full girl.
Okay.
Hello, you little lemon drops.
Woohoo.
That's how it's said in one take.
Hey,
Hello, you little lemon drops.
we can't all be actors. I also didn't have coffee that day.
It just wasn't your day.
Yeah, it wasn't, but it's okay.
How you feeling today?
Today's my day.
Are you on today?
Yeah.
Okay. Feeling good?
Yeah.
Feeling sharp, happy, healthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remy's feeling full. We we just found out that we both fed Remy lunch.
Yeah.
So
communication problems.
She has a full belly right now.
And I gave her just an especially nice lunch on the larger side.
A good portion size?
Yeah. She loves, I poured a bunch of bone broth over top of it. It was an extra lunch. And then I found out that she had been fed by her mother 10 minutes before that. So she's asleep. She is here, but she is not doing well.
No, she's doing fine. She's just
very full.
We should take her on a dub after this to hopefully
walk
some of it off.
Also, for those watching on YouTube right now,
oh boy,
I am wearing beautiful looking.
This is not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all, but I put these on my story the other day, and I maybe got more responses about these than just about anything I've ever put in my story before.
Huh.
A lot of hate.
Oh.
I will say a lot of hate.
Wow.
And
Yet you're here today.
This is my ultimate polite FU to anybody that responded to my story and said unfollowing or I'm judging you or just simply
don't
no.
knock it until you try it. They're very comfortable.
The most comfortable shoe I've ever
They're fuzzy
worn.
on the inside too. And the socks that came with them are very, very soft. So.
I get that the double purple sock Croc combo is a lot, but very comfy. And I think they're cool. So, take that. And I just wanted to say that before we get started here.
Great. I'm glad you got that.
I hope they're not distracting or offending anybody right now. What are we talking about today?
In my head, I'm trying to say sock croc 5 times.
Sock croc. Socking my croc.
Sock crocs.
My croc socks.
Crocs. That's easier to say than sock croc.
I love wearing a sock in my croc.
Okay, anyways, we'll get to this episode. Should we start with a Citrus Got Real?
Oh, we should.
You're welcome for remembering.
I know, I would have forgot. Do you want me to reach?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew, here we go. Citrus Got Real. The question is, if you could only read one book for the rest of your life, what would it be?
My gut instinct is to say the only book I've ever read the series multiple times of, and that would...
What is that?
The Twilight series.
Wow. That's probably the only series I've ever read, for sure. Honestly, might be the only book I've read, from beginning to end.
Yeah.
That's more than 50 pages.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be my...
Interesting.
I think that might be my
answer. Okay. We'll go with that for now, but I think we should just do one more here. Okay. One more Citrus Got Real. If you were a plant, what would you be? I would be a sunflower. A sunflower. A beautiful, blossoming sunflower.
I hope our editing team can make your face into a sunflower like the little baby from Teletubbies when the sun is the baby's face.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm hoping can happen to your face.
Teletubbies, my gosh, throwback.
Would you actually be a sunflower?
I don't know. It just sounds nice and positive. So I would like to think that.
I feel like you would be a succulent.
What the heck does that mean?
Because you don't really drink water.
Really?
But you survive.
So you think I'm dry, spiky?
No, succulents, not all of them are spiky. What are you talking about?
Well, would you think of a
They're
succulent?
resilient.
Okay.
They are.
Independent. They don't need the sun or the water. They just need themselves. A succulent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say you're a lily.
Great.
Okay.
I love that for me.
All right.
Because that is my dog.
It's a little nicer than a succulent.
But succulents are great. That's not a bad thing.
Okay.
I knew when I was going to say it, you're going to be like, excuse me?
I mean, it doesn't help that it just starts with suck.
Because it sucks.
It just sucks.
It's okay.
People love succulents.
People do. We have we actually have a lot of succulents.
We do, and we don't have to give them any attention.
Yeah.
Because they're strong and independent.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not actually a succulent. Anyways.
You're just like, it feels like you're trying to find any way to offend me.
Oh, meanwhile, Remy's just zonked. So we had a fun little, I mean, we've had a fun past month. We've been freaking everywhere. But we just had our first ever,
Lemons Foundation Gala.
Yeah. We just had our first Lemons Gala, which was awesome. We've done a few things with, other nonprofits and other companies. But this was our first just strictly Lemons fundraising event, which was so fun and so awesome.
Beautiful evening.
Yeah. And yeah, it went great.
I don't think it could have gone better. It was perfect.
Yeah.
We had incredible, friends and family there. It was just, the venue was beautiful. It came together really well. And I feel like, we were able to have a nice chat and explain just why we're here today and why Lemons exists, which then morphed and turned to everything else, including the podcast you're watching right now.
Yeah.
But why we're passionate.
I was going to share with, you all listening, why, or some details about the night and what we did. I always told myself that if and when we did our first gala, I wanted it to be on a roof. Because rooftops have a very different, not special, but have a meaning to me, which if you watched last week's episode about my dear friend Jared, who lost his life to suicide during a manic episode, his story has to do with a rooftop, and he is a very big part of why we do what we're doing, and a very big driving force in my love for mental health. So I always want to do it on a roof to kind of, honor him.
Yeah.
With it. And it just kind of happened that Kevin Hines, who we've had on the podcast, if you guys don't know who he is a Golden Gate Bridge survivor. He attempted to take his life by jumping off the bridge and survived. And
one of 5 people to do it and not be paralyzed.
Yeah.
Be able to walk every day.
Yeah, full body mobility and functioning.
Yeah.
And we love Kevin. That's another great episode. If you guys are new here, and you haven't watched that episode, go back and watch that one, because Kevin is such an inspiration and is such a joy and is just saving lives, and he's an amazing person. But we had him speak, which again, a rooftop, it was just kind of, it just fell into place. Yeah,
all tied together very well. There wasn't a dry eye when he was speaking, and really just he put things into perspective for the entire room.
Yeah.
And, then Tays said something that I feel like is very important and very true, is just like, we were on this beautiful rooftop overlooking like the Los Angeles skyline, the sun setting, and it's made of glass, so you can see out and you can see this beauty. And she was just like, if each and every one of you could just at some point tonight just walk up to the glass and just take a look out at this view that we are able to be experiencing together tonight, and this beauty that we're so thankful for, but realize that some people, many people, get to a point in life where they see that same exact view and they believe that that is easier than waking up tomorrow morning and having to deal with whatever is going on in their life at that moment.
Yeah.
And it's just so true. It's all about perspective. And I feel like it was just very powerful. And I just could not be more thankful about that evening.
Yeah. We had a super fun live auction, which our friend Jason and Patrick got to do for us, and we were very thankful for them. They're not auctioneers. That is not what they do by career.
No.
But they could add that to their resume.
Absolutely.
They did an amazing job up there.
We raised a lot of money.
Yeah.
So very excited about this upcoming year for Lemons.
Yeah.
Because that evening is going to help a whole lot. And It's going to be a great year.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who came.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody that is supporting. We couldn't do it without all of the support.
Yeah. Support our donors, the companies that donated for our goodie bags, our silent auction, our live auction.
Yeah.
Just the night was great.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with how it went.
Likewise.
Yeah. And then following that, I guess we left this part out. The whole purpose of us doing it on the specific day was because it was our 1-year wedding anniversary.
Yes.
So following that, we took a little breather, and we just got back from just a little staycation, a little excuse to celebrate and get some R&R chill time together.
Yeah.
We've been a little busy, but it definitely reminded us to make sure that we're taking time. Obviously throughout the week is a little hard, but throughout the month at least, to set aside some time just to put the phone on do not disturb, not think about work, not think about, responsibilities, life, any stressors, whatever that may be, and just spend some time alone or with your spouse. And we got a good few hours in of just, getting to play mini golf and getting to go window shop and
just recharge.
Yeah. It was really
ready.
Yeah. It was a good reminder. I feel like after every time we do something like that, I'm like, oh, we need to do this more. I forget that that's important.
It's needed.
Yeah. Especially because I like to work.
You're a go person for sure.
Hydration is so important, and especially with this busy holiday season, it can get lost in the mix of gift shopping, traveling back home, hosting your family, recovering from your annual Christmas party. It is so important to stay hydrated along all of that, and that's where Liquid IV comes in to help. 1 stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. It has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, no artificial sweeteners, and 0 sugar. It contains 8 vitamins and nutrients for everyday wellness, and is also non-GMO, free from gluten, dairy, and soy. Not to mention, they have some of the best flavors. Mine is white peach. Taylor's is also white peach. You can grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier sugar-free in bulk nationwide at Costco, or get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code THESQUEEZE at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration using code THESQUEEZE at liquidiv.com. This holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, convenient meals to keep you energized on jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service, can help you fuel up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle while tackling all of your holiday to-dos. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy. You can head to factormeals.com/thesqueeze50 and use code thesqueeze50 to get 50% off. That's code thesqueeze50 at factormeals.com/thesqueeze50 to get 50% off. Should we do some tea time with Taste questions?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Before we get into that, how are you feeling about the upcoming holiday season? Because it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Around the corner, we got Christmas and plenty of other holidays.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the end of this year, the beginning of 2024? And
yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I feel like I blinked and we're here. So it's kind of crazy that we are in the end of the year. I mean, honestly, I'm already thinking about February in my mind because that's how scheduling in our podcast works. So I'm kind of already like in the new year in my brain mentally, but it is kind of crazy that it's another year. Like in a couple months, we're going to have been doing this podcast for a year.
Yeah.
Which is bonkers. Bonkers.
It's crazy how the older you get, the more time flies.
I know. I'm like so curious for
by.
this next year to go by and like to see how quick it goes because I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm 26. Like this year.
So old.
Shush.
Wow.
This year has blinked and it's gone by. And, you know, I'm so curious to see if in the next year, I think because also the COVID years were just really felt prolonged. Like the past couple of years just have felt very drawn out.
Yeah.
So, and this was like the first year kind of back with everything, but I'm excited for this holiday season. I am proud of myself because I scheduled a break for us to have some time off of work. So I am excited about that.
Okay.
And proud of myself for setting that boundary.
Okay.
But yeah.
I think it's just, important, as we realize that every year that goes on, they seem to go by faster and faster and you blink and it's the end of the year and it's like, holy crap, like where did the time go? I think it's just a good reminder to, try your best to live in the moment each day. Yeah. Obviously that is easier said than done for sure. But as long as you just remind yourself every now and then that, life, it is short.
Yeah.
It is short and it does fly by.
Yeah.
And the older you get, the faster it's going to go. So, don't be worrying about, 6 months from now and don't be worrying about like a week from now. Like just enjoy the moment that you're in, the people that you are surrounded by, what you're going through in life at that moment and soak it all up.
Amen to that one.
Beautiful.
Amen, sister.
Let's get into some tea time with Tays.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with what we were kind of talking about over dinner?
Sure.
Or should we start with some written in questions?
Sure. I can touch on what we were chatting about at dinner.
Mm-hmm.
We were, this last weekend, we went away for a little weekend getaway to celebrate our 1 year. On our last night while we were there and we were having dinner and Tay mentioned that she saw about Megan Fox's new book that she just came out with.
Yeah, her new poetry book. And
thought that she would be an incredible guest on this podcast, which she would. We would be honored. Shout out, Megs. And I was like, that's so funny because I just saw a clip of her. I believe it was on the Drew Barrymore show, talking about one of her poems. Is it a book of different poems?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. But this one poem that she was talking about in the clip that I saw is called Unrealized Potential.
Yeah.
And I just thought what she said in the way that she got it across. She is very smart,
oh my gosh,
so well spoken.
So well spoken. I don't think I've heard anyone.
She is
speak that
so
well.
articulate. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this poem's called Unrealized Potential, and she was talking about how, you can assume whatever she is talking about. But I think we all can apply it to, whoever in our lives.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between being in love with the person that is in front of you and being in love with who you know that they can potentially be.
Yeah.
And what drawing that line looks like. And it's very difficult because when you love somebody, I mean, you want to do anything and you want to stick around forever. And
yeah, and you see what they could be. So it's like, oh, I'll stay with them a little longer and like hope for this. I'll endure this. I'll pick up the slack here, or I'll like encourage this, and hopefully they'll like make that next step to further themselves, to help themselves, whatever it is, to get to that potential that you see and that could be there.
But you can't forever sit in a place of being in love with who you know that they can potentially be, if they address their childhood traumas, if they go and, do the work.
Get into therapy, do the things that need to be done to help, go down the road to reach that potential.
Yeah.
But if that work's not being done.
Yeah. And that journey is different for everyone. But it just, it kind of smacked me in the face. And I was like, wow, that is just so true. So well said. Opens up my own eyes. And I think many people can relate to what she was talking about. So, if you want, go look up the clip. It's Megan Fox on the Drew Barrymore show, talking about her poem, Unrealized Potential.
I just ordered the book too.
Oh, nice.
It's sitting on our entry table. I just got it.
Nice.
But I feel like that's something that I think a lot of people, I know when you brought it up, I had never thought about it, but I had been in a relationship before where that was like very prominent. And I definitely stayed in it because I was like, I know the person you could be.
Yeah.
And like, I even told it to their face. Like, you're not like, you're settling for this when you could be this.
You're not living your best life.
Yeah.
And it's tough to be able to tell someone else that, but you
can tell them, but like in my circumstance, nothing happened.
Right.
It's not, you can get to the point where you're literally shaking someone being like, do this like for yourself.
And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship.
Yeah, no.
Many people have this, a similar thing here with, a family member or a friend, where you don't have to be romantically in love with the person,
Obviously, that's the one that's a little more common.
Yes, but it's, many people deal with it, with family members, friends as well. Where it's like, where's that line? How long do you stick in it?
Yeah.
Going through it with them because you know who they are, their soul, what they can be, just figuring that out. But thought that was very, very wise of her.
Yeah, I think we've watched like 6 of those clips too. She's so well spoken. But yeah, you guys should check out that book. You can get it. I got it on Amazon. You can probably get it anywhere.
Nice.
Anywhere you get your books. Sweet. Should we go into some tea time with Tay questions? The first one I have on here is, how do you guys deal with jealousy? And do you guys get jealous?
I, at my core, am a very jealous person. It's been something that I have struggled with in the past. I don't know what it is, but ever since I have been with Tay, I am not saying that I never get jealous. I'm not saying I'm perfect in that sense, but I'm 100 times better. And I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's tough to pinpoint exactly. Obviously, what we have is just different. And when you really do fully trust somebody, when you do, just really true love somebody and respect them, I just feel like a lot of those doubts and things that you're making up in your head just naturally go away.
Yeah.
But at my core, it's definitely been something that I've struggled with for a very long time. But I will say in our relationship, that has never really been an issue.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I don't really get jealous.
Tays.
I think there's like some like childhood trauma in there that is the reason why I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's almost concerning how little Tay gets jealous. Like, it's like.
I mean, I think you needed to marry someone with that type of personality because, if the roles were reversed and, like I had, guys coming up to me all the time asking to take photos and hanging on me. And, like when we go out to we don't go out to bars and clubs. So when we do, it's probably the worst because drunk people just love to hang on you. And I've had people kiss you in front of me and just on the cheek. But I think that is needed for like a relationship like this to work.
Definitely was the perfect puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. I, at my core, I am a jealous person, and Tay truly at her core is not. Sometimes I'm like, at the beginning of our relationship, I used to get my feelings hurt because she wouldn't get jealous at things.
Yeah.
I was like, do you not like even care? Like, do you not care about me if you're not getting jealous at that? Like, what the heck is wrong with you? I remember that.
You did used to. You were like, do you not like me?
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about?
Because if you liked me, you would have got jealous at that. It doesn't make sense.
That's so funny. That's so crazy to look back on. And then I'd be like, no, I do like you. And like, I trust you. And like, what am I?
I don't know. But thanks for being you.
Oh, thanks for being you, baby. What happens if I go on Dancing with the Stars?
Well,
cross that bridge when we get there.
I'll visit the ballroom. What do they call it?
Yeah.
What do you?
The ballroom.
What do you like rehearse in?
Studio.
Okay.
Oh, you dummy. Support for today's episode is from OneSkin. We all know that fall brings this certain magic. The leaves change, they're falling from the trees. It just has this magical energy about it. But it also brings a challenge of dry, dull skin. OneSkin has the must-have skincare that'll make you say goodbye to those cold weather blues and hello to skin that's hydrated, healthy, and glowing all year round, thanks to their revolutionary OS01 peptide. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root cause of aging so skin feels and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. Get 15% off with the code THESQUEEZE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code THESQUEEZE. We only have one body, one skin, and only you can choose to make it better. Age is healthy with OneSkin. Okay, I recently had someone ask me how I was dealing with fame and this new attention that we have received since, starting the podcast. Obviously, we've done. Did you notice?
Yeah, no, that looks great.
Yeah, I know.
Huh. Yeah, that was needed.
We cut some of the plastic off of the sign because it came
there
with
was
some
extra
supporting beams.
Plastic stuff, and it was.
Sorry, I saw my husband. His eyes floated.
Yeah, that looks much better.
Just we've I've done live TV.
You've been
now,
more
been
in the public
press,
eye this last year than ever before.
People
sure.
now, within the past year, now come up to me, which is, not normal for me. Normal in the sense because I deal with it with you.
When we were in New York, you had an autographer ask you for your autograph.
It was so bad. No, it wasn't bad, but we were. What were we leaving? We were leaving
one
maybe
of the talk shows.
Yeah, one of the talk shows, and there's like always just paparazzi outside, and autographers, people that want you to sign stuff. And Taylor and I are coming out, and
just to be clear, autographers, not fans.
Yeah,
not fans wanting your autograph.
Yeah,
people wanting to sell your autograph.
Yeah, not genuine fans of you. Yeah. But Taylor and I are coming out, and then he's just an angel of a human, so he stops and takes photos with people. And I just kind of like keep walking with our publicist, and Taylor's kind of like maybe like 5 feet away from me with a security and some people wanting selfies. He's taking photos. And I'm standing there, and this guy comes up to me, and he looks at me, and he like goes to hand me the paper and
just a blank piece of paper and like a blue pen, Sharpie.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no. And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh no, I mean like him. And I just like pointed at you, and he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, what just happened? And we got in the car, and I told you, and you were like, oh my gosh, he probably thinks that you hate him. And I was like, no.
I thought that you told me that you like said to him like, oh no, not because of that. Just like, you don't want my autograph.
Yeah. He pointed, and because when he got like scared, and I was like, oh no. And he was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, oh no, it's not me, him. Like, I just didn't know what to say. And that was the first time I was ever like asked for an autograph.
Hey, he might be a major lemon drop.
I mean, maybe.
And he might have wanted your autograph.
But he literally was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, I'm
not offended.
I'm not saying no.
Girl, I'm telling you.
You don't want my autograph.
He might have wanted it.
I mean, I am sorry if you're listening to this, sir, and you asked me. I did not mean to hurt your feelings if I did. But now I have to practice this thing now.
Yeah, you do, because yours looks...
Hey.
It looks like a 7-year-old. Yeah, you have the worst writing I've ever seen.
I have bad handwriting.
It's horrible. It also, when you sign your name, it takes like 20 seconds.
Well, that's because I've never signed my name like an autograph before.
Right.
I've just signed it on like tax documents.
Yeah, we got to get you practicing. It is one of the longer taken signatures I've ever seen.
Just me spelling it out in cursive.
It does look like a third grader who's like practicing their cursive.
We'll work on it. Yeah.
Okay. we need to work on it.
We have to work on it.
Yeah.
I don't. But that happened, and that was
get you some penmanship classes.
That was a little interesting. Your handwriting isn't good either, so I don't know why you're hating on mine.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think it was terrible, but the fact that it's better than yours.
No, if I try to write nice.
Same.
If I have like a Sharpie and I'm like writing something out, it looks decent.
Okay.
But I was not gifted that gene. That's why I went into healthcare, because healthcare workers
are allowed to have messy
like
handwriting.
Doctors just like scribble.
She never did it because she has a good heart. She did it because of her
strictly because of my penmanship and my handwriting.
Yep.
That's funny.
This dog is deceased. Look at her. She's gone. She's on another planet.
I know. I wish you could see her, like her toe. I'm going to take a photo.
Oh my gosh.
We'll show the photo.
Okay. All right.
This is a fun question. If you can relive any part of your dating years, what would it be and why?
Interesting.
Relive any of those. How long were we together before we got engaged?
5?
No. Oh.
Or no,
4.
5 before marriage.
4.
4 before engagement. Yes.
I honestly just feel like, I guess like the first year.
The very beginning.
That was the only time where it was like, felt new. But it still feels fun.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. You are digging a hole here.
No, what?
Is that the only time where it felt like exciting? And
I didn't use the word exciting.
You said it's the only time it felt.
I said
new.
New.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then you go. But it is still fun.
I didn't say it like that. No, I feel like we are kindred spirits, and it didn't take long for us to feel like we've known each other forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, my answer would be the same.
Yeah.
I would also go back to the very beginning of just like when we first met and those first few months.
Yeah.
It would just be fun to see.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine that now.
Yeah. Hard to imagine us, dating for 2 weeks and then you leaving for almost 3 months.
Yeah. And you having no idea that I was like romantically interested in you and pursuing you. Maybe I would have just like cut to the chase a little quicker so there was no confusion.
Okay.
Knowing that, you would have been okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah, clearly.
Interesting.
Okay, next one is would love to know how you both deal with any outside public / non-public opinions on your relationship.
Yeah, I feel like that's a thing that a lot of people can relate to. Like it doesn't even need to be public opinions, you know. Obviously in life, everybody has an opinion about you and your relationship, and you feel, judged by your parents or your friends, so but it goes the same for public opinion as well. And that's, it's a tough thing. Obviously it's different for everyone. As we've kind of figured out in this episode, I tend to be a little more sensitive and, easily, I don't know if offended is the word, but like
hurt or.
But yeah, it's hard to just completely ignore it.
Yeah.
Obviously the goal is to say, screw that. They don't know what our everyday life looks like.
Yeah.
So you can think whatever you want to think. We're the only two people that know us and what goes on in this house every day.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's true. I mean, I don't like being closed off and being like, I don't care what anybody else says. And if they have advice, being like, no, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But take what you want, but throw away the rest.
Yeah. I think it's also important because I found with this recent kind of, press run that we just did and all the social stuff that got picked up, you guys that are our lemon drops and are in our community are so kind and so loving to us. But, when we do these press things, it's reality TV. It's different. It's a different community that's following these social media accounts, and the comments aren't the nicest.
Yeah.
And I feel like we definitely kind of experienced that on this last run a little bit. And I found myself kind of reading the comments, saying whatever about you, about me, about us, whatever it was. And I honestly just stopped. And then I was reminded why I kind of stopped reading comments in general. I giggle every time one of you lemon drops comments on something. It's I know you're never going to read this, but because I've started to incorporate reading stuff because I like being connected with this community we have here. But I kind of had to put that boundary back up, just knowing in my head that that those aren't people that, know me and love me.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. And also just a reminder that, as this continues to grow and, as we continue to put ourselves out there, that is only going to happen more.
Yeah.
So just to make sure that our heads are on good, you and I are good, and that we're just openly communicating when we're feeling hurt or something like that, and setting those boundaries of not reading the comments, because it's a lot easier to just type something nasty than it is to say something to someone's face. And there's a lot of people that just sit behind a keyboard and type not nice things.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, you just gotta shake it off. I had to seize the moment. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
I had to seize it.
All right, should we do one more question?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Drum roll.
Okay, I have one.
Oh, never mind. She's got it.
Who would each other's celebrity starstruck reaction be from?
Like, who would I be the most starstruck by?
Uh-huh.
And who would you be?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead. Who do you think mine would be?
An athlete? I don't know.
An athlete that I love, or
I don't know why I questioned this.
An athlete I love, or
Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell. One of those. Either one of my favorite athletes or Simon Cowell.
I feel like you're actually pretty chill with the athletes now. You just get excited.
Getting better.
Well, I think the people you get excited about are like the legends, you know, like you still get, there's players that, you know, you're excited to meet because you're fans of them. But
yeah,
when we were in Detroit at the Lions game, you got to meet some.
I was good with Calvin and Barry.
Yeah, you got to meet some legendary.
And those are legends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's when the wife or the partner, whoever comes into play, is Taylor was like, oh my gosh, like that's Calvin Johnson. Whoever.
That's Barry Sanders.
Yeah. And was like so excited. And I was like, we have to get a photo. Like, we have to get a photo of you guys together. Yeah. And Taylor was like, no. I was like, no, babe, we got to do it. And he actually like said hi to you first. And you were like, oh my gosh.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, he walked by.
He said hi to me?
Uh-huh.
What? Yeah. But I'm the person that like, I don't want to bug anybody.
Yeah.
Like I never, so it's helpful having Tay around because she pushes me outside my comfort zone. And she's like, no, you're saying hello to them. They will love it. And I'm just always like, no, they won't even know who I am. I'm not going to bug them right now.
Yeah.
And then
it's Taylor's freaking line. They won't know who I am. I'm like, okay, babe. Okay, honey. You think that. Guess what? They ended up both knowing who you were, and you got a lovely photo.
It was great.
A lovely photo.
And lovely conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, one of my favorite athletes or Simon Cowell. Uh-huh. Still got to do that one. Never met him. I don't think.
Should we get him on the podcast?
We should.
You would be unwell.
Yeah.
Fully unwell.
Yeah.
Imagine Simon sitting right there and you looking across from him.
I don't know if I could do it.
Big stretch from Virginia.
Who would you be? Do you have in mind?
Do you have one?
Again, Tay is like the hardest person to like impress with stuff like this. Like it's just she doesn't care. And we've talked about it on this podcast before, like when we first started dating. And, you know, some celebrity friends and friends of friends have been around, and she has just been the chillest person ever. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, it's Justin Bieber. Like, and you're like, yeah. I'm like, you've told me before, you grew up like a die hard fan of his.
A believer.
Yeah. And then, but when you meet him and hang out with him, you're just like, yeah, it's Justin. So it's a tough question for you. I feel like,
I always just feel like my go-to answer is Ben Affleck. I don't know why. It's just always my go-to answer.
Maybe
because he's my favorite. But it would probably be like it would probably be something like, you know, Jennifer Aniston, like a Friends, like something like,
oh yeah,
that would be like really cool for me.
Yeah.
Like a childhood. I mean, I still watch that show religiously, but
yeah, something
like that I think would be.
Yeah, you do tend to watch Friends almost daily.
When you let me.
Yeah, well, if it was up to her, we'd be watching Friends all day, every day. And I'm just like, you know, can we watch something new tonight?
Yeah.
No, if it was up to her, every night, Friends.
Marriage is compromise.
So yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, someone from the Friends cast or like Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this little chat we just had. We love having you, and we can't wait to continue these conversations.
Easy way to ease back into the week after the holiday.
Yeah.
Ease back into life and work and whatnot. But we've got some fun episodes to close out this year.
We got some good ones to close out this year, but I would just like to encourage everybody. Sorry, I'm getting the hiccups, or I don't know what is going on, a bubble in my throat. My gosh, I'm sorry. I would just like to encourage everybody, closing out this year with the holidays coming up, to enjoy every moment, soak it in, live, in today, enjoy those around you, and set healthy boundaries if you need to. I know the holiday season can be tricky for people.
We'll be posting stuff on the Lemons by Tay Instagram account, and we have resources and blog posts on lemonsbytay.com as well. But I think just to add on to that, be gracious with yourself this holiday season because it's very stressful and family dynamics can be interesting.
Yeah.
Holidays just in general with work, with life, friends, family, whatever it can be. It can definitely be a stressful time. So remember to just kind of give yourself a little grace.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we love you guys, and we will be chatting with you next week.
Next Wednesday. We have a fun episode.
We do?
Yeah, it's a very niche and unique episode, which I never thought we would be doing.
Can you whisper it to me?
I'll give you a hint.
Oh, okay.
That was a hint.
Exciting.
You have to look on YouTube for the hint.
Very exciting. I'll give a clue. I'm a big fan of this person.
Yeah.
So I was pretty freaking stoked to have them on.
Yeah, you may have seen it on our Instagram, but if not, you're gonna have to wait 7 more days. Okay, we'll see you guys next week.
Squeeze out.
She didn't like that sound. Oh. What is that sound, Virginia?
What babies?
This podcast has been brought to you by Podcast Nation.